This is Matt Quistoff for Crazy Mo Guitar. I'm here to show you some manly double stop licks. So grab a protein shake and get to the chopper. Alright, here we go. So we're going to start off with taking a G power chord, which is our 3rd fret on the low E string. A power chord is just basically the root and the 5th. So from our root note, the 5th is going to be over 2 frets and down 1 string. And we're going to add the pinky for the octave, which is right under the 3rd finger. So we have a 3-string or 3-note power chord. Now, for the strum pattern, what I'm doing is basically giving it 4 strums with a palm mute. The palm mute's going to be more on the right hand. I'm going to rest my hand in between the bridge saddle and the back pickup here, the bridge pickup. I don't want to actually push down or apply pressure. I just want to make contact with that area of the string. So what happens when I strum now, it gives you that chunky kind of muted sound. You still want to be able to hear the pitch of the note. So you don't want it to be like, if I go up too far forward, it sounds like I'm beating the guitar with a stick, which is manly, but it's not what we want right now. So basically we keep it in between that little section here, and we're going to give it 4 strums. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the last strum here will be a regular open strum where we're going to release the pressure after we've strummed the chord. So you have this kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. Alright, so on that last hit, I'm strumming, and I'm taking my left hand, I'm releasing the pressure so it doesn't sustain the chord. If you want to actually count this, we'll be doing 16th notes, so it would be like this. 1 E and a 2. 1 E and a 2. That's our bass line for the power chord strumming for this whole thing. The lick is coming from the minor pentatonic scale, this time on G. So it's following the roots of this power chord. And once again, our pentatonic scale, you have the root, 1st finger, you have the pinky on the 6th fret. You walk down 1st to 3rd, which is 3rd fret, 5th fret. You're going to continue that pattern through the G string. You get to the B string, it's going to be 3rd fret to 6th. And the same thing for the high E string. So here's the whole scale. Which again is centered around this power chord now. So in the actual lick, what I'm doing is I'm taking on the G string, the 5th fret here with my 3rd finger. I'm going to bend it, so I want to put my 2nd finger behind it. My 1st finger is going to block the D string. I'm basically just touching the string. I'm not pushing into it. That's going to allow me to bend the string up and not get any noise from the D or the A string here as my fingers make contact. So I'm going to bend up, and this time I'm going to do a double stop, which is basically 2 notes from the scale on the B string and the high E. So I'll be flattening out my 1st finger for 2 strums. Just like that. This is very Chuck Berry-esque. After that, I'm going to take my 3rd finger, and this is the tricky part. I'm going to flatten over the 5th fret on the G and the B string. So it's going to basically flatten over the 2 strings. I'm going to bend that down. So in order to do that, I'm going to use all 3 fingers. Basically, my 3rd finger's flat, my 2nd finger's on the G string, my 1st finger's behind the 2nd finger. So I get a little more power. I'm going to pull down after strumming both strings. Pull down. It's not going to sound very pretty, but that's kind of what we want. You're going to pull down and then bring it right back to where it was. So 1 stroke with the right hand. And that's the idea. So you have this so far. You have the bend on 5, the double stops with the 2 3rd frets. And here's that wonky kind of bend. So it's a double stop bend. Then we play on the G and the B string, both 3rd frets. So I'm just flattening my 1st finger. And then grabbing the octave G here, the 5th fret on the D string. So here's the lick. Very down and dirty. Very manly. My right hand is just chunking down strokes. Down, 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 down. So when we put that together with the strum, you have this. again. Okay, that's the first lick. And then the second lick is going to be on the A and the D string on the 3rd fret. So I'm basically borrowing my first finger. That's my double stop there. And this is all from the scale. I mean, everything is still from our pentatonic scale, which is being played over this power chord. So that's the visual. So the 3rd fret. Then I have the 2 5th frets, same strings, A and the D string. I'm just flattening my first finger out, then flattening my 3rd finger out. Then I'm going here to the D and the G, 3rd fret, same idea, first finger flat, same strings, 5th fret, and then back to the 3rd fret. So I'm just kind of flattening the 1st and 3rd finger out, walking the scale. So 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, and a little bit of vibrato. Now when I vibrato that, I've got 2 strings, so I'm going to really try to twist that hand. This way it pulls on both strings evenly. And that's the main lick. So when I put both together, you have this. Alright, and then all I did was I moved up to the 6th fret, which is a B flat. I did the first lick. So again, here's my power chord. I'm seeing a pentatonic scale around that power chord. Very important. Gotta have the visuals. So I'm doing that same strum. I do the first lick, so here's that bendy pattern. Then I moved up to the C, which is the 8th fret, power chord again, seeing the scale. And here's the second lick, so now I'm on the 8th fret, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8. So the whole thing together, you have this. There you go. Some variations you could do is on that second lick, you could actually palm mute the first 4 notes. So instead of just doing like that, you have a palm mute 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an open on the vibrato part. So you'd have like this. Which again is very manly. I need a protein shake for my Maximus gluteus. No. It's a gluteus maximus. So anyways, this is the idea. Visuals, power chord, pentatonic, bend, manly. Oh, thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you feel the lactic acid burning in your forearms even as you're watching the ending. Please subscribe for more videos on cool stuff and manly stuff. Stuff that even Chuck Norris can't block with a roundhouse kick. What? Do you even lift, bro?